Welcome, spiritual beings. So, you're a life path number 7. In numerology, your life path number is calculated from your birth date, and it's one of the most important numbers in your chart. After all, it gives you insight into your personality, your career, and relationships. It offers a map to follow your strengths and be aware of the pitfalls, your weaknesses. Your life path number can even give you an idea of how you'll be in a relationship and what careers you might pursue. Other numbers in your numerology chart can provide even more information about your life. For example, your personal year number offers timely information about what's in store for you in the year ahead. But back to the topic at hand. What does it mean if you have a 7 life path in numerology? In this video, you will find out what 7 are like as people and what strengths and weaknesses they have. What 7 are like in relationships, their career, and their travel and hobbies. What other life paths 7 get on with most and least. In numerology, people with the 7 life path are truth seekers. 7 is a very spiritual number, so they delve into life's mysteries and things yet unknown. They are philosophical and concerned with the true meaning of things in both the physical and metaphysical worlds. They're very intelligent and have an analytical mind, which makes them hungry to learn new things. Their intellectual problem solving can enable them to turn theoretical knowledge into practical solutions. This incubation and their ability to think both literally and laterally fosters great creativity. Research and information gathering comes naturally to them, but this can make them sensitive souls. Their busy minds don't benefit from a busy environment, and they can often express themselves better in less chaotic surroundings. The high spiritual vibration of the number 7 makes this life path highly intuitive. According to numerology, this can feel at odds with an analytical mind. Intuitive insight is yet another data channel which 7 receive data from, and this can cause internal conflict. They need to learn to calibrate these gifts. Introverted 7 are lone wolves, both in life and in work. Solitude is necessary for them to incubate their ideas. When well-meaning loved ones interrupt this deep thought, 7 could become irritated. It takes someone special to understand and honor 7's need for space and privacy. That's not to say that 7 aren't great to be around. They are. Many people with this number can behave gregariously and confidently in sharing the treasures of their intellect. They are energetic and generous with their attention. How they differ from others is that this social time has specific parameters. Once they have reached their limits, 7 must retreat to the comfort of solitude and privacy, away from the spotlight. They may appear detached and aloof at times, but they are just preserving themselves. While 7 might be keen to share and explore their wisdom, they guard their deep inner life. This makes it difficult to get to know them. This cycle of reaching out and retreating can be difficult to balance with their numerology. While 7 can tolerate and enjoy long stretches of solitude, they can feel lonely if left alone for too long. They should try not to let their independent streak lock out the companionship of friends, family, or even a romantic relationship. Socializing with others saves 7 from themselves. By spending time only with themselves, they might be fooled into thinking they are the center of the universe. People can provide that much-needed perspective. If you have a 7 life path in numerology, you may be intelligent, analytic, intuitive, truth-seek, a lone wolf. When out of balance, 7 may become a hermit, condescending, selfish, out of touch with reality. Number 7 make intellectually stimulating partners for the right person. For the wrong person, 7 could be wildly misinterpreted and misunderstood. 7 are less likely to establish a successful marriage. This is more to do with 7 and high standards than it is a lack of options. This is not necessarily a bad thing. Compared to other life path numbers, 7 don't need that steady long-term relationship to enjoy their life, according to numerology. This is not necessarily a bad thing. Compared to other life path numbers, 7 don't need that steady long-term relationship to enjoy their life, according to numerology. On the one hand, these independent creatures might be less needy, so they won't be as dependent on their partners. But if they do find someone who truly understands and appreciates them, they might feel that they've found a rare jewel and want to hold on to them. If they do find the right person, 7 will be very loyal. It might happen later in life. They need someone fairly mature who will challenge them intellectually and give them the freedom to contemplate. Space is non-negotiable. In return, 7 must learn to be vulnerable and open up. According to numerology, emotional intimacy isn't 7's first language, so it might take them longer to crack open their shell than others. But once that bond is made, it could be an integral part of their life. However, you may find opening up easier if you have a compatible number, like a 2 or a 6 elsewhere in your numerology chart. Both your soul urge and destiny numbers will influence how your love life unfolds. Number 7 are unlikely to settle for just anybody in this world. They need someone who can vibe well with their active mind and likely play a part in their spiritual evolution. Number 1 can motivate 7. And 7 can enlighten 1. Their different energies work well together, as long as 1 don't get too wrapped up in the external world, and 7 in their internal world. The optimistic 3 may provide an antidote for the traditionally serious and reserved 7, and in turn the 7 offers depth. This is a rare combination of numbers that get along and foster growth in one another. Number 4 practical application is the Yin to 7 theoretical Yang. This surprising pairing may just work as 4 are impressed and in awe of the spiritual 7. The curious and adventurous number 5 are highly compatible with 7, as they are both seekers. They seem to exist on different sides of the same coin and find each other highly stimulating. A 7 times 7 combination could be a match made in intellectual and metaphysical heaven. Sadly, if neither can open up emotionally, this is unlikely to be romantic. An analytical mind makes the number 7 very detail-orientated. They suit careers that would utilize their abilities to gather data, crunch it, and derive meaning from it. With 7 in their numerology, they need a vocation that puts their brilliant mind to use, which could be quite varied. This could be as a surgeon, scientist, researcher, analyst, psychiatrist, or detective. Their unique view on the world and imaginative mind may lend them well to the arts, or to a clever idea that will kickstart a business. Writing, for example, requires research and introspection, which 7 likely enjoy. Their spiritual connection can lend itself to pastoral roles, perhaps in a religious context. Depending on their interests, these curious souls may have an appetite for many vocations in this world. Don't be surprised if you see a 7 delivering talks or otherwise speaking in public. Give them the right subject, and they probably won't stop talking. It also allows them to bring people onto their wavelength, and done right, people will likely be impressed. When considering your career, it's also worth looking at the interplay between your soul urge number and your destiny number with your life path number. These numbers combined make up your personality code and unlock your strengths, talents, and gifts. You might find that 7 are the life and soul of the party, and then they mysteriously disappear from the event halfway through. Or perhaps you'll find them observing from the fringes, or avoiding these gatherings altogether, for fear that they don't fit in. Contemplative 7 may daydream about living in a little wooden hut in the mountains for months at a time to fulfill their spiritual longing. But they need to satisfy their longing for intimacy too. This means stepping foot into the real world every now and then, and sharing their insights with others. They might benefit working with others on mutually stimulating projects, perhaps a new business venture, or even a hobby. This will prevent them from boredom, and sharing enthusiasm should be enjoyable for both. The home is the sanctuary of a number 7, so if you're invited into their house, you are probably regarded highly by them. As seekers, 7 are likely to be found exploring the inner corners of their mind, as well as the four corners of the world. They should be careful not to use excessive travel as a form of escapism. They love and appreciate the beauty of nature and find it rejuvenating. Spiritual grounding exercises like meditation and yoga will highly benefit a number 7. Number 7 are natural bookworms, and you'll probably find that they can consume dense non-fiction works at lightning speed. They may also enjoy strategic hobbies like chess, or maybe they are computer geeks. Balancing their mental gymnastics with the focus on others is the 7 biggest challenge. Their adage would be, "No man is an island," or to put it another way, they need to avoid the trap of self-absorption. If you're a 7, you might be prone to self-criticism. You might feel that you are too introverted or inhibited, or find relationships harder to form than others. They are very prone to overthinking, which can lead to life paralysis and an inability to make a decision. Worse, they can lose touch with reality altogether and become neurotic, depressed, and prone to addiction. Those 7 that appear socially awkward may be trying to find their footing when operating on a different wavelength. Their strong spiritual connection and analytical mind may not always lend itself to small talk. For example, they might need to learn the ropes when it comes to connecting with people on their level, such as in business networking. Like some of the master numbers in numerology, those who are a 7 can feel quite alien in this world. They need to learn to maintain their integrity whilst opening themselves up to other people and life's experiences. Ultimately, 7 spiritual gifts are of great value to the world if they learn how to express them. Number 7 will be very unhappy if they don't hone their talents, but they must share them too. Enjoyed watching this video? Then subscribe to the channel, it's free. You'll learn spiritual practices, esoteric exercises that will help you rediscover your magic so you can create change and live a high vibe life. Go with love. Let love guide you, not fear.